Hi everyone, Marla Miller from marlamiller.com presenting another quick query critique. This is number 70, I think. A couple of things before I begin. Number one, thank you for giving me reminders. I get probably, I don't even want to say, a couple hundred query letters between this and the Writer magazine. I get a lot of query letters, and except for an intern who's only here occasionally, I do all the work. So sometimes query letters slip through. Let me know if it's been more than a month since I have since you sent your query letter. Then just give me an email and let me know. There might be a reason why I'm not doing it, because it's just so familiar, or because we've done so many of those kinds, and I'll tell you that. But sometimes it just slips through, like the one I'm going to read right now, and she did send me an email. So thank you for that. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I am now a Mac user. Thank you very large. And so I'm having, some adjustment problems. So if the vid isn't what you're expecting, or if it looks different, it's because I am using new stuff, and you notice the color of my hair. So technology is, I do it, but it's a slow learning curve for me. All right, here we go. This is nonfiction, and this feels really familiar to me, and I'm not quite sure if I did this one at some point, but she assures me that I haven't. Could have been a workshop, a real-time workshop. Okay, dear blank. In 2010, newspapers nationwide printed over 36,000 stories related to sex crimes. Senator Scott Brown, actor Tyler Perry, Dancing with the Stars celebrity Cheryl Burke, and Precious actress Monique are just a few well-known personalities revealing stories of sexual abuse. Allegations within the Roman Catholic Church and the use of the internet by sexual predators have caught the attention of every major network. Media exposure of these high-profile cases has opened the door for others to break their silence of sexual abuse. But what happens next? Breaking the silence is only the first step. How does one navigate once the wounds are exposed? Saying it out loud, revealing and healing the scars of sexual abuse, provides proven strategies for healing. More than 70 personal journal entries authenticate the strategies presented in the 55,000-word manuscript, making saying it out loud unparalleled in a market aimed at victims and their families, therapists, and educators. I hold a bachelor's degree in special ed and a master's degree in counseling. My professional credentials, combined with personal experience in therapy, give me both objective and subjective perspectives of the therapeutic process, making me uniquely qualified to write this book. I write a health and wellness column for Blank, online local news published by Blank. I've written for the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Survivors Blank. And then she goes on to say a couple of other places along with her website. Okay, sincerely. Okay, so what do I think of this? Well, I think I did this one before, and I actually looked through and couldn't find it, but be that as it may, I'm glad to do it again. And the reason why I think I did this before is because I remember the feedback that I offered, so it could be that I just never sent it or never posted the query letter. But in any event, I want everyone to take a look at the query letter that's posted next to this vid. And the reason why I post them is because it helps to put your eye on the page as well as here. In the first paragraph, I have no doubt that this might be of interest to people. I like saying it out loud. I like the resonance of that title. So I have no doubt that there would be a market for this. You might want to throw a few numbers to just thump that fact that there are X 1,000 sexual abuse survivors out there between the ages of 18 and whatever, which would give them an idea of the reading demographic that might buy this book. That's number one. Number two, though, it's the second paragraph that really needs the work, and that is the paragraph that gives us a little peek. Now remember this with nonfiction. I got to have a look at what's going to be in this book that's going to make this book by this person who suggests that they're an expert. that's going to be any different than the stuff that's out there. And remember, if she's pitching this to an agent, that agent more than likely is someone who knows this market fairly well. So if she doesn't give something in the query letter that would suggest that her book is different or would stand apart from, the agent is going through his or her mind going, sounds awfully like a lot like blank, or blank already did this. Okay, so you want to make sure that you put something in a query letter that's fresh, and she hasn't. In fact, it's vague, and so this is where I would encourage this writer to flesh it out. I would minimize the first paragraph because we all know that, and one sentence about how prevalent it is, or two, would be just fine. And I would really develop the second paragraph. She says, provides proven strategies for healing. More than 70 personal journal entries authenticate the strategies. Whose journal entries? Victims' journal entries? If so, how did she get those journal entries? Because an agent's going to want to know that. If the journal entries are this author's alone, then is this a memoir? I would want to know that. I mean, at least it brings up that question in my mind, and if it doesn't in yours, then now that I've offered it to you, doesn't it? So whose journal entries are these, and are these patients that she has treated, or patients that have been at one of the sites who have already given her permission? Because an agent would want to know that, if they were, especially if they were interested in the project. So I would say less on credentials. Her credentials are fine. Less on how prevalent this heinous crime is, because we know that, and more on how saying it out loud, revealing and healing the scars of sexual abuse, is going to be a book that's going to contribute something significantly to the population that would be reading this, and also clinicians that I think might be interested in it as well. I know that that's not the best news that this author can hear, but I hope it's helpful to this author. And remember, when you're writing nonfiction, folks, you really need to define yourself as the expert. And also, if you're bringing people into your book, you need to let agents know that it's all clear, that you have the permissions, etc., because that's going to offer, both of those things will offer speed bumps. Until the next time, be well, keep writing.